Force will be with you, always.
Hi and welcome back to the show The Force Always. This is Jordan Smith. How you doing?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Excellent. Now you have seen The Force Awakens. Give us a little insight to a spoiler review coming from your behalf.
So I thought it was a good film, quite similar to A New Hope, in that so BB-8, the small droid, was sort of roaming around early on with information, trying to be kept away from the First Order, similar to R2-D2 in A New Hope. So quite similar themes there, as well as the familiar themes. So Kylo Ren, obviously Ben Solo, so Han and Leia's son. So that was also pretty similar. We didn't know that going into the film, and then we learnt that. And then, so this is a big spoiler. Han dies, is killed by Ben or Kylo Ren. So that was towards the end. We learned that Finn is a stormtrooper who is sort of turning to the good side. He's very good friends with Rey. I thought he added a bit of humour to it. Finn, it's quite funny. There's one line when he said, "So you got a boyfriend, Rey?" I thought that was quite funny. And Rey, obviously, I think could be the daughter of either Luke or Leia, so she's quite strong with the Force. She defeated Kylo Ren in a lightsaber duel, and she managed to harness her powers pretty early on. So I thought that was also pretty cool, to have a female protagonist rather than a male in a sense like Anakin and Luke in the prequels and the original trilogy. So I'm not quite sure if she's Luke or Leia's daughter, but that was a good film. Obviously Kylo Ren is trying to harness his dark side and is led by his master Snoke, who we see as a large figure who could still be Darth Plagueis. We don't know that, but I'm sort of banking on him being Darth Plagueis.
And at the end of the film we see Luke Skywalker.
Yep.
What did you think of that ending, and what do you think may come out of that in the next episode?
So the ending obviously was Rey handing the lightsaber that she had acquired through Maz. So Maz somehow got it. We don't know how she acquired it, but she had it, and she said she'd tell us in the future. So the film ends with Rey handing the lightsaber to Luke. So that could possibly be a daughter to father thing, a daughter to uncle, niece to uncle thing. But it just shows the linkage between the two, and who knows how they are, if they are related. But just shows how the original trilogy, so how Luke comes into it and at the very end doesn't have any words. All he just looks at Rey in the eyes, and they have a connection as if they may have met before, they're related, something along those lines, or they could soon be master characters. And I think Rey may even get that lightsaber for her own, or build her own.
Okay, well thanks Jordan Smith for that insight into spoiler review of Force Awakens, and thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
No problems, buddy. Thanks.
Okay, here's my spoiler review on The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens, from start to end, was a great movie. To the point of 7.9 out of 10 I gave, and I still stick with that. I think if there's anything to let it down, was the missed opportunities. I think that the Stormtrooper fight with Finn with the lightsaber was really good, but it would have been better with Captain Phasma. Would have showcased her a bit better, stronger in the film, as Captain Phasma was not used, in a great way. And also, speaking of Captain Phasma, it would have been great to sort of leave her in a trash compactor at the end, where Finn was sort of talking about with Han Solo. But speaking of Han Solo, the actual death scene of Han Solo was absolutely fantastic, very emotional. I think it was left a bit too late in the film. I think if the death of Han Solo was more towards the first third of the film, to carry that pain all the way to the end would have been intense for the watcher in the Force Awakens. And in the area of when Kylo Ren has a lightsaber battle with Rey, that point when the lightsaber was stuck in the snow and it was slightly being pulled out, I did think at that time it was Luke Skywalker putting it out, but it wasn't. It was Rey, which was great. But that point, if Luke Skywalker was introduced, it would have set the movie theatre alight, on fire. That is the big missing point to the film, as Luke Skywalker was, greatly used in the end. I like the ending touch, but if he came at that point to save the day, it would have just had the audience going crazy, and that would have, for me, given me a 10 out of 10 film, as it would have had a great beginning with Han Solo dying, ending with Luke Skywalker saving that moment of despair, tragedy, and things like that towards the end of Force Awakens. But all in all, I still give it 7.9 out of 10. It's a very good film, and I've watched it at this point many times and probably see it many times again. So that's my spoiler review on The Force Awakens. My name's David Zammit for Diz.
The Force will be with you, always.